Look at our third question, still on the CHRP 09, Human Resource Development, June 2023 past paper. So our number 3 has 2 areas, 3A and 3B. So let's go straight to 3A. Examine the factors that a manager should consider in choosing the technique to use in a training program. Factors that will consider. Assume you are a manager and then you are about to choose a training program for your employees. So what factors will you put into consideration before you choose the program? That whether we are going for a on-the-job training or maybe off-the-job training or any other type that is there. So what are some of the factors will you put into consideration? That is what we want to have a look at. Number 1, you'll first have to consider your learning objectives and content. What are the objectives of the training? What do you want to achieve at the end of the training, or what objectives and goals do you want to ensure that they are met at the end of the training program? That will guide you in choosing the right method depending on what goals and objectives you have in place, as well as goals and objectives go hand in hand with the content. The content of training. What is the training all about? What do you want your employees to learn about? All that will affect your choice of the method. Number 2, you have to consider the costs and resources involved. Definitely, yes. Budget. Are you able to raise that budget? Will you be able to raise all those resources needed for the training or not? So that you choose a training program that will basically go with the budget, that will basically go with the materials that you already have. You cannot say that we'll use an online way of training and you don't have even the gadgets that are needed for online training to take place. So what do you have in place? The amount of money, the finances that you have currently, plus the resources needed. What can you afford? What can you go with? That is number 2. Then number 3, the audience for training. Who are these people that are going to train? And mostly we can use the age factor, your employees, because an organization can be made up of different employees who are coming from a different age groups. You can be having millennials, you can be having the old people, and so on and so forth. How you train old people is not how you train youth, definitely. Youth could be people who will be very comfortable using their phones and using any kind of technological gadget. But for the old people who are very mature, they don't find it comfortable using a phone. It's better for them to go to class one-on-one rather than using a phone. Why? Because their age is basically not allowing them to. So look at the audience of training, the people whom you want them to be trained. That can also affect your training program. And then also the content, of which the content we discuss it together with the objectives. So basically the content of the training, what information, what areas do you want the learners to cover? That can also affect the choice of the training technique or training method. And then issues to do with timelines. At what time are your employees available? Is it during the holidays? Is it the whole day? Is it in the evening only? Is it a few hours? Is it full time? All those things you have to put into consideration, because they can affect, they can make you your choice of the training program to be affected in some way. So that is number 3A. And then number 3B says TOPS Limited is set to carry out a cost-benefit analysis of its training programs. Explain the objectives of carrying out such exercise. Remember, there was a whole topic that we did in our classes, a whole topic that we did about a cost-benefit analysis. Even if we are not maybe coming from this platform basically, but in the usual classes, this is something that has basically been done or has basically been covered. And when you talk of cost-benefit analysis, you are simply trying to analyze a situation whereby you are comparing the costs and benefits associated. In this juncture, we are talking about a training program. So you are comparing the costs and benefits associated with a certain training program. And why do you do so? what are the objectives of you carrying out such analysis? So the benefits or the objectives of you undertaking a cost benefits analysis for your training programs could be: number one, it's because you would want to identify all the costs and benefits associated with that specific program. Remember, under the factors to consider, we talked about issues to do with costs. That means you want to check whether, if I choose this method, will I afford it or not? So the first objective of you carrying out a cost benefit analysis for your training program is basically because you want to identify all the relevant costs and benefits associated with that program, so that you like analyze yourself and see, can I do this one? Can I afford this one? Do I go ahead or do I pause? That is it. Number two, you'll wish to assign the monetary value to cost and benefit, so that you know what costs to expect, so that you know what basically benefits to expect at the end of the day. Number three, objective three, you do a cost benefit analysis of your training program basically because you want to compare the costs and the benefits, so that you make the right decision. Remember, the cost benefit analysis process will involve you comparing the costs associated and the benefits associated, so that if you see that the costs are overweighing the benefits, then you know that is a red flag. But if you see that the benefits are overweighing the cost, then you know this is the place to press. So definitely you'll do a cost benefit analysis of your training programs because you wish to compare the total costs and the total benefits, so that can help you make the right decision, of which number four becomes providing decision makers in the way of. So the moment you understand the total costs and the total benefits, then you'll be able to make a decision, and a very effective decision, because already you've done the analysis. You understand how much cost will be associated with the training program. You understand how much benefits will be associated with the training program, so that now you measure yourself, you weigh yourself, you see whether you can make it or basically not. So through doing a CBA for your training program, or a cost benefit analysis for your training program, will help you to come up or to make the right decisions as far as choosing of the training programs is concerned. And then lastly, it will always help you to assess the economic feasibility of the training program. Economic feasibility of the training program is also another objective of you carrying out a cost benefit analysis. You'll be able to know whether this thing will give me the profits that I want, whether this thing will give me the margins that I'm expecting or not. So all those are some of the objectives that can make a company to do cost benefits analysis for training programs. So that is our number 3. Thank you, and let's meet in the next question.